Evening all, Louise here with another episode of Straighten Your Crown Tarot. Right, where are we? Thank you for all your likes, shares, your comments. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, there is a little icon in the bottom left hand corner, the crown on it. Click on that and it'll subscribe you to my channel. All proceeds from revenue from my channel goes to Bluebellwood Children's Hospice in Sheffield. And if you wish to receive this, which is a homemade pouch, and herein lies within it, my old Rider-Waite tarot deck, complete with tea stains and muck round the edges. It's a well shuffled, well loved, well taken care of deck. There are no tears in it or anything like that. If you wish to receive this, you need to be subscribed and you need to put in the comments interested, and I'll enter your name into the draw. I'm not drawing it until the channel hits 4,000 subscribers. We are getting there very, very slowly, but we're getting there. This reading is a little bit of a diversion from what I normally do, and I normally do things that are current politics and all that kind of thing. But I know quite a while ago I did a reading on this person, and I just want to do an updated reading on him. And this is about the trial of Russel Brand. Now, Russel Brand has been accused of rape. If you don't already know that, he's been waiting quite a long time to go to trial. I think he's been in court once. I don't know what the outcome of that is. There's no clear guilty, not guilty type thing. I think he's going to a trial in the British courts. And I'm not doing a tarot reading to see if he's guilty or not guilty, if he himself is guilty or not guilty. I want to know if the British state is going to be successful in silencing him. So we have the Forest of Enchantment Tarot by Lynella Weatherstone. And we have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. This is the Oracle deck by Kim Krantz. So I want to take, what am I taking? Oracle first. For those of you who don't know, when I've got my hands over the cards and I'm deciding which I'm taking, I'm actually channeling Reiki to the cards. My subscribers who've been with me since day dot already know this. And I'm feeling for heat. I am also using kinesiology to affirm, if you like, that is the right deck to take first. So there we go. That's the explanation for the weird hand movement over the cards. Right, let's have a look. Russel Brand. Russel Brand. The trial of Russel Brand. The trial of Russel Brand. Let me have a card for Russel Brand, please. What have we got for Russel Brand? We have Lizard. Lizard. That would be fire, I believe. Let's have a look. Lizard. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception, as if it has a sixth sense. The lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. That's very interesting, isn't it? When in balance, the lizard is artistic, telepathic and spiritual. Very interesting, because Russell Brand has recently been baptised, I believe. I know he's got a checkered past. I know he was, I would say, very sexualized comedian. I never found him funny. I'll be honest, I didn't find him funny. I found him quite crass. And it was well known that Russell Brand had some questionable relationships, shall we say, with many women. We also know he was an addict. Actually, I'll rephrase that. We know he is an addict, because an addict is never cured. He's a recovering addict, shall we say. And then Russell Brand carries on. He's a lefty, very outspoken, very left-leaning. And then all of a sudden, Russell Brand speaks out about the recent medical crisis, shall we say, and he starts asking questions. And he then starts delving into the pharma side of things, and who owns what, and who's in charge of what, and all the theories about where this particular virus came from. And he was very outspoken, very outspoken. And when the Russia-Ukraine war kicked off, Russell Brand questioned it. And then, hey presto, Russell Brand is up in a police station being arrested for rape from 20 years ago by a person who has not been named, and yet is in court. Now, when I was thinking about Russell Brand earlier today, I was thinking, this is what Tommy Robinson calls lawfare. I believe Tommy Robinson coined that phrase, and everybody else has jumped on the bandwagon of that one. And I'm not sure whether Russell Brand is the victim of lawfare, or whether he is responsible for the assault of these women. However, two things can be true at the same time. And if he'd not spoken up, if he has ill-treated these women and not spoken up, would we have known about it? Are we now seeing these things coming up in court because he's saying something he's saying something that would be known as what George Orwell calls wrongthink? So we've got the child of spells. We have the liar, the devil. We have the Queen of Cups. And we have the Seeker is the Knight, the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So we start off with this Child of Spells, this Page of Wands. Pages are messengers. They can be quite fiery, but they're also intuitive and inspirational. And the lizard is being seen to be intuitive So I'm saying that this Page of Wands is the depiction of Russell Brand, and this is someone who's creative and inspirational and intuitive, but he's depicted as a child, and in many ways Russell Brand is a child. He's only really just started to grow up, because through all those years, in my view, through all those years, while he was monged out on whatever drugs and alcohol that he was monged out on, he wasn't developing as an adult. He's a very, very intelligent person. His vocabulary is, well, when he talks, sometimes he sounds like he's swallowed a thesaurus. And I think he was proud of the fact that he had a good command of the English language and was articulate. But this Page of Wands is constantly watching the devil. The devil is a card of addiction. And you can be addicted to not just drink and drugs, you can be addicted to sex, you can be addicted to a person, you can have codependence, which is an addiction. You can have addictions to food, gambling. You can have addictions to all sorts of things. He's still watching this devil. He's still got this devil on his back, and he's taken a protective stance, if you know what I mean. He's got like a military stance. He's keeping the devil at bay. He's still keeping the devil at bay. This seems to be his primary motive. His primary motive for everything that he's doing is. I do know that he goes to a 12-step program, and I have some experience of that. I'm not a person that would. I've sat in these rooms, not as an addict. I've sat in these rooms as a family member. And I know that in order to keep this devil, this addiction at bay, you have to be truthful. You have to tell the truth. It's part of the 12-step program to tell the truth, to admit when you're wrong, to apologise, to make amends, to write down everything you've ever done and go and actively seek out anybody that you've ever hurt and make amends. And he's going through this 12-step program right now. He has a sponsor, which would be another person who was, who's also keeping the addiction at bay. Another recovering alcoholic with a few more years under the belt of sobriety. I know something about this as a family member of someone who struggled with the black dog, shall we say. And his primary motivation for everything that he's putting out right now is this need to be completely transparent and outspoken. And it's because of this that I'm now thinking that he's going through these 12 steps. Why would he lie about not being involved? If he's not been, I think if he'd been involved and done something wrong, I think he would have admitted it now, looking at these two cards. Because the authenticity and the honesty is what keeps him sober and clean. So that's his primary focus at the moment. He's not even looking at the question of the court case. But then we go to the Page of Cups. We've got the Page of Cups and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got this. The Page of Cups is a young man, right? And in the other tarot decks, the Page of Cups will be depicted by a knight on a horse holding a cup. It's usually a declaration of love or a proposal of some kind. We've got this Knight of Cups on the harp playing music to the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I don't know. I think this is his marriage, because he's this young person maturing whilst trying to keep the black dog at bay. He's got this wife. He's got children. He's got a wife, a new wife. He's got children, which I don't think she's new wife. To be honest, I think she's been his wife for quite a while, but I think she's younger than him. But she's depicted as the mature one out of the two of them. And he's serenading her. This is how I'm seeing these cards. So he's working his way through these 12 steps. He's keeping the devil at bay. And the liar, keeping the lies at bay. He's fighting it off. He's working through a 12-step program. I think he's got a lot of people around him, from the show business world, if you like, who are also members of this particular 12-step program, whether that's Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, there's Gambling Anonymous. I mean, it's all the same 12-step program. No matter what you poison, it's the same 12-step program. He's got people around him, but he's focused on two things. He's focused on keeping the addictions at bay and his wife, because she provides him with all the things that he needs and wants and holds dear in his life. So what about this court case then? What about this trial? We have the 8 of Boons, the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Cups. And we have the Hanged Man. Very interesting. This one's called Suspension, but it's the Hanged Man. With this 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles is someone who has almost completed a task. So the 7 would be an apprentice, the 8 would be someone who was reaping the rewards from their efforts. So here we have Russell Brand keeping the black dog at bay, keeping his addictions at bay, keeping the liar, the devil, in check. I'm seeing that he's almost completed his 12-step program. I think he's already been around most of the people that he may have hurt in his lifetime while he was under the influence of drink and drugs, etc. And I think he's almost completed his task. He's almost completed his 12 steps. And from there, that could bring up some confusion, because he's now no longer got something to work towards. So between this devil and this love of this female, he's finished his task. He's going to start to become confused. I think the devil's going to come whispering again. And it could have something to do with the pressure he's being put under with this court case. And I think this is the idea behind him going to court for rape. I think they know he's vulnerable. They know he's vulnerable. And they know it wouldn't take a hell of a lot to tip him over the edge. It doesn't take a lot. I've seen alcoholics that have been sober, clean and sober for 27 years, and take that one drink, and within 6 months they are dead. Eventually that black dog, if you don't keep him in check forever and a day, it could come up and bite you on the bum. He's almost finished his task. Slap banging in the middle, we've got Russell Brand in confusion. He doesn't know which way to turn. He's been offered a lot. You see, notice this Knight is playing a harp. There's a harp here, and he's turning away from the harp. It feels like something's pulling him away from his ideal life, and that could be the prospect of going to jail. Could be doing that. And then between him and his wife, his family, his ideal life, we've got the Hanged Man, suspension. Well, he is in suspension because he doesn't know how this court case is going to go. But the Hanged Man can also be self-sacrifice. Can also be self-sacrifice. And to say anything further about that, I need more cards. But I think that his life isn't moving forward at the moment because everything's being put on hold. Let's see what the cards tell us. But the central card in all of this is the Seven of Visions, this confusion card, this turning away from the harp being him serenading the wife. I think there's putting some strain on the marriage. This court case is definitely putting strain on the marriage. But he will have been truthful and honest with this woman. She will have, I mean, we knew what Russell Brand were like. He didn't hide anything. He'd go on BBC and, was it BBC? Or was it Big Brother's Big Watch or whatever it was? I've seen him do that. I've had to switch it off because I didn't enjoy his humour. I found him quite crass. I didn't find him funny. I found him clever, but not funny. So between this job almost complete and the confusion, we've got the wide world. This is the world card. This is the last card in the major arcana. He has completed his cycle. This AA, this 12-step program type thing. He will complete this cycle. This is a complete, almost complete. This is causing confusion, and this is a completion. I think he needs to try and maybe, I don't know whether he's someone else's sponsor. I don't know if he's got time for that, but maybe he needs some responsibility for somebody else who's struggling with addiction. We have the Two of Visions, the Two of Cups, partnership. He's going to complete this cycle. I think he might renew his vows. He might well renew his vows to his wife. I know there's two women on this card, but, and then we've got the fairy wind, which is the Chariot. Moving on, moving forward. Right, now I get it. So I think Russell Brand, the situation right now with Russell is he's struggling with the black dog. He's working hard to keep his addiction at bay. He's focusing on his wife and his family and all the things he needs to do in order to keep a roof over their heads. As far as his 12-step program is concerned, he's almost completed that. He's going to have a bit of a wobble at some point, and he could sacrifice his marriage. This trial could sacrifice his marriage. But he is going to complete his mission, if you like. His life lesson will be complete, and he will enter or re-enter partnership. I think he's going to renew his vows with his wife because this is the Chariot. This is moving forward with determination. I think maybe he's having a bit of a wobble because he's not sure if his wife can deal and his family are going to be able to withstand the slings and arrows, if you like. But I think they are. I think they're going to be strong. They're going to be determined to move forward. Want to know though, is the government going to chuck Russell Brand in prison for wrong think or wrong speak even, and dress it all up as a sexual crime? We've got the Eight of Wands, travel. This, I think, is going to take flight. I think is going to take flight. The Eight of Wands is about communication, lots of communication, lots of communication. It's also about travel, swiftly travel. We've got the Five of Challenges. So this is the Five of Swords. It's going to take, yeah, I think they're going to follow him wherever he goes. I think they're going to follow him, but is he going to get locked up? Got the Keeper of Spells, the King of Wands. I think he's going to take flight. I don't think he's going to take any chances. I think he's going to take flight. I think they're going to try and follow him wherever he goes, pretty much like they've done with the Tate brothers. Wherever they decide they're going to go, they're getting flipping arrested left, right, and centre. I might do a reading on Andrew Tate as well. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be interesting. But he's going to hold his own, and he's going to fight fire with fire. He's going to stand his ground. He's going to stand his ground. He's not going to show any fear whatsoever. He's already looked in the eyes in the eyes of the devil with his addiction. We've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups, the right way around, would be the potential for new love, the potential for new emotional attachments. There's no new emotional attachment. He's not moving on from his wife and his children, basically. He's going to stand and fight. He's going to hold his own. He may take flight once it's all over with and disappear. They are going to try and follow him. But think that this union is a solid one. He's going to have some wobbles. Definitely going to have some wobbles, because we've got this confusion right when he's completed his 12 steps. Because this man's doing two things here. He's working through his 12 steps. He's three things. He's keeping the addiction at arm's length with these two cards. The devil is the addiction card. He's keeping this addiction at arm's length. He gets to the end of his 12 steps, which throws up some confusion because some temptation is going to come his way. He might do something or say something that may well sabotage his relationship, but in the end they'll be all right. But I think they're just going to move out of whatever country they live in. I think they're just going to take flight and feels like disappear for a while. So I'm not seeing jail time in these cards for Russell Brand. However, the take flight could be, and disappear for a while could be, being taken away to be incarcerated. But the cards aren't going to tell me that tonight. So that's your Russell Brand. Read him. Let me know if you want me to do one on Andrew Tate. And if not, that's absolutely fine. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care. Ta-ra!